So I ended up spending most of the night, all of the morning in the hospital. Thought I made a huge mistake when I cooked dinner last night. I couldn't keep anything in me. So, yeah, someone gave me some advice. I posted on a subreddit that I should be drinking water. Little bits just to stay hydrated. Unfortunately, I ran out. Right now, I'm actually heading my way back to camp after a long night. But I took off from camp because I'd run out of water. There's a truck stop nearby. And I got there to fill up my water. There's a potable drinking water source right nearby. So did that, walked into the truck stop because I wasn't feeling so great. I was dizzy and had to use the bathroom. Used the bathroom, went out and sat down on one of the tables. At one of the tables. Sat there for about 15-20 minutes and decided it's time to head back to camp. I feeling really bad at that time, so yeah, it was kind of one of those now or never situations. Stood up, took a couple steps, and honestly, my legs gave out. I got really dizzy, and I just couldn't stand. Like, when I stood up and took a couple steps, it felt like all the blood rushed out of my head. And I went down. Went right down, hit the ground. The people working at the truck stop, there's a Tim Hortons and stuff inside. It's like 24 hours. They saw this. One of them came rushing out, and they called an ambulance. And yeah, ambulance showed up. And they basically, not made me, I didn't have to get in, but they, they've got their ways. And they took me to the hospital. Oh, I'm at the hospital, and they're checking me out. They're poking me, taking blood, questions galore, that kind of deal. Asking me what drugs I've taken, if I've drank anything, stuff like that. The times I drink are few but far between, and I don't use any drugs. So they did something like, I think it was called an EEG or ECG, echocardiogram, and a bunch of blood work just to make sure I didn't have a stroke or a heart attack. Good news is I didn't. My heart is healthy as can be. They wheeled me to a room where I sat all night long. I think I was in there by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right now, I'm checking what time it is. It's 2:30. I got out of there about an hour ago and started heading back to camp. Well, around lunchtime finally rolls around, and a doctor comes in to see me. He's got my chart in his hand, and he says, "So, you've had diarrhea. You're dizzy. You collapsed here." And I'm like, "Yeah." The results of my blood work, and turns out I'm severely vitamin deficient and malnourished. He gave me a couple multivitamins to take with me, and they hooked me up to another IV. They had one in my hand for fluids because I was dehydrated, and this one was like some vitamins and essential bodily stuff. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But yeah, I've only been on the road for 2 weeks, and I'm already vitamin deficient and malnourished. And I just don't know how you long-term vagabonds, you guys who've been at it for years, do it, because honestly, this life is a very difficult life, and I can see it killing you. And there's a pretty bird right there. See him? But yeah, I could see this life really ending someone's life if they're not careful. How these long-term guys do it, I don't know. Again, it's been 2 weeks since I hit the road, and I collapsed at a truck stop. So, yeah, I'm almost back to camp, and I'm kind of terrified with what I'm going to find, because I left that with all my stuff there, and it's been at least 12 hours. Well, thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but I will.